My name is Susan Renaud. I am here since October and I am the Higher Education and Careers Counselor. So I'm going to break that down into two different sections. I think in my 25 years of experience as a counselor, what students need to consider about university education is their strengths, their talents, and what drives them to want to be their best self. And I think that's really important. I think they also need to take into consideration finances. Most education is not free. It always has a cost, whether it's financial or emotional, and they need to think about that as well. I think in terms of career, because the world is changing so much in terms of capabilities with technology, without technology, because of pandemics that have changed the way we live, it's really hard to be able to plan solidly for a future career that's going to be 100% stable. So they need to be able to demonstrate characteristics like flexibility, creativity, and stick-with-itness. So I think a lot of it depends on the style of learning and education they're looking for, one, and where they want to live in the future. UK and US education is vastly different in its approach to the whole program. UK tends to be very subject-specific and academic. US has those academics, but there's also this whole philosophy about expanding everything you know in liberal arts with history, philosophy, science, math, all of that together. If you're a person who's really set and know you love science, then the UK might be a better path because you get through uni academically in 3 years and can get work experience or go on. Whereas US, many people I know who have that UK focus, sometimes they say, gosh, that US, that extra first year that we have to do is just a bunch of fluff, and I'm not really interested in reading books anymore about things that happened a long time ago in literature. I want to focus on my subject. So that's important. One is thinking about what you're looking for and what your interests are and how to capitalize on those. If you don't know what you want to study, US is a great place to experience that in 4 years, but there's also Australia, there's Japan, there's the Netherlands, there's other places in Europe that have both the very focused program of study and many, many options to choose from. The second thing that I think is important when looking at universities and futures is where do you want to live and work, or where do you think you want to live and work? So in Malaysia, for example, if you want to be an architect or a lawyer, there's only certain universities in the world where you can go and study that, get the degree, and come back and practice, right? So it's about Commonwealth countries, not Commonwealth countries. Where is your family? Do you want to stick close to them? Or you want to be as far away as possible, and a phone call is good enough. So I think thinking about all those things is really important when you make those choices and make those applications. Lastly, and I know I've said this to students a lot, you've got to be really organized if you're going to apply to more than one country. The US alone has 5 to 6 different college application platforms, and to manage that with UK applications and your studies and having a life and sleeping is really, really hard. So students really need to plan out how they're going to get it all done while they're students, while they're studying, and make sure they stay sane. I think it's a whole team process. Students, parents, teachers, and the school working together to recognize where students are strong and good, where their interests lie, and who they are, and recognizing that it may come in conflict with some preconceived notions about what a job needs to be or what it will be 5 years from now, but making sure that students are heard, that they're helped in their organization of how to get things done in a quality and timely manner, but they're also keeping their expectations realistic. We live in a really competitive world where increasing competition to get into top universities can only make you feel horrible if you don't get in. So we need to make sure we balance students' applications with some reasonable places that are targets that they can go, have some dreams, live those dreams, but know that there's really good backups. And if things don't really go the way they want, they can apply in the next year or they can do an undergrad in one subject and really shine in their master's work at one of those top-rate universities. So there's so many options for pathways to solid education and good careers. We need to not be limited by one path, and we need to work together to find those multiple paths.